Alright guys, welcome back to another tier list video. This time we're going to be ranking every Archer Queen skin in Clash of Clans. Just like last video, I put them in order so you can keep track of them, starting with the regular Archer Queen, who's going straight into the S tier. I mean, at this point, she's an iconic piece of artwork. With her luscious purple hair and bare feet, she deserves nothing less than the S tier. Gladiator Queen. Very similar to the Gladiator King, I think she's a very basic skin, which is to be expected since it is the first Queen skin to be released. I don't hate anything about her, but there's nothing spectacular to be there for either. So she's going to the C tier. Only thing I kind of like is her helmet, Valkyrie Queen. So even though this was the second skin to be released, I still think it's actually quite decent. I like her design and I like Valkyrie's even more, so it's an easy B tier for me. Can't really put her any higher because she's severely lacking in special effects. Autumn Queen. This is the first season team skin and I think it's quite basic. Her best quality is when you spawn her in, leaves are blown all around her. I'm not a fan of Autumn in the first place, so she's going into the C tier. Ice Queen. Speaking of season team skins, I think the Ice Queen is done better. I like her design more and her eye shards are clearly better than some leaves. I'm a bigger fan of Winter 2, so it's an easy B tier for me. Warrior Queen. The first legendary Queen skin and it delivered. Now, this skin is outdated. It doesn't have any custom troops and its special effects aren't that good either, but its design is still peak, so I think it deserves a spot in the A tier. Primal Queen. Now, I know I'm not alone in hating the Primal set. They are low quality effort, ugly skins that don't really deserve to be in the game. Easy F tier. Clockwork Queen. So like the Primal set, I'm not a huge fan of this set either, but the Queen especially is hideous. She looks creepy and instead of having legs, she has like a wheel to move around with, not helping her look any better. Wheeling herself into the D tier. Pirate Queen. I actually quite like the design of the skin. This was the first set I ever bought in the game, so I might be a little biased. But I am truthful in saying that her diva look is tasteful, so B tier for me. Rogue Queen. Same as the Rogue King, I'm not a fan of the color scheme or her personality. She's rather bland and her crossbow isn't doing her any good looking like a piece of wood scrap, so she's going to the D tier. Jungle Queen. So this is the second Queen skin to not have any feet. Now that might leave you to believe she deserves to be a D tier or lower, but I'm a fan of monster girls, so she's actually going into the B tier. I'm a fan of her purple color scheme as well, so extra points. Party Queen. So I actually hate the skin. I felt they undelivered compared to the Party Warden with constant sound effects and beat-like personality. The Queen feels rather bland. She has no custom sounds or effects, so I think they missed the mark with this one. I'm also not the biggest fan of her design. I know she's supposed to look like Edna Mode from The Incredibles, but she's the Queen, so it doesn't really fit her. D tier. Champion Queen. When this skin first came out, it quickly became my favorite Queen skin. I love her design. The fire arrows with her golden black outfit really match. I love her long ponytail sticking out her golden champion crown, and her custom spawn units are really sick too. Easy S tier. Shadow Queen. So I'm actually a huge fan of Bloodborne, and this skin fits really well with that team. With the dark brown color and mask covering her face, she looks like a hunter straight out of Fishing Hamlet, so B tier. Miner Queen. Another Queen skin that I dislike. She looks like a used up dirty doll and probably smells like one too, so D tier. Summer Queen. Now, I think they fumbled the bag with this one. They missed the chance to give the Queen a bikini and make all of us extremely happy. All she's really got going for her is the umbrella she's carrying instead of a bow. C tier. For lost potential. Pixel Queen. So nothing really special to say here other than the fact that she has 100% custom sound effects. She's just a pixelated version of the Queen, so B tier for basic, I guess. Spooky Queen. Pretty much the Skeleton King version of the Queen. I don't think she's as good. She's more of a zombified version with her purple skin. She's extremely similar to the actual Queen skin, but with flesh missing out one of her legs and arms, making it B tier for bones. Magic Queen. I'm a big fan of the Magic set in general, and sadly I think the Queen is the worst of the bunch. She's still a quite good skin, so don't get it twisted. I like her design and custom visual effects her bow and hair has, but I just feel like they could have done more. A tier. Jolly Queen. Similar to the Summer Queen, I think her best quality is her weapon. The triple cannon candy cane is pretty cool to see in action, but other than that, her personality does not match that of a queen. She's way too cheerful, like, what are you so happy about? C tier. For Santa Claus. Lunar Queen. So now that we established I'm a fan of monster girls, the Bunny Queen is a perfect example of one. You can call me a furry, I do not care. She's an amazingly designed queen skin. Her intro animation where she hops and sniffs for predators or maybe even prey, she quickly gets her bow and aims it at us. That's peak right there. Along with the custom spawn archers which have bunny ears, it's an easy S tier, no objections here at all. Heart Hunter Queen, who to me feels like the Party Queen done right. She's got a very similar hair and glasses, but with a Valentine spin to it. There's really nothing to hate here unless you don't like Valentines for whatever reason, so to the A tier you go. Painter Queen. Out of all the skins in the Painter set, the Queen is also my least favorite. I don't think the color green really matches her well, and the outfit she's wearing doesn't really pop. Her best trait is the way she moves around the battlefield on her crossbow like a scooter, but I don't really like her design, so C tier. Dark Ages Queen. She's a very medieval looking queen, which is to be expected of the Dark Ages, but for a queen, her armor looks like it was made for a peasant. Her bow is a limber version of the Champion Queen with fire arrows that aren't even as good, so she's going to the B tier. Goblin Queen. I'm not the biggest fan of goblins set in general, and the queen isn't even the best one in it. She has like a goblin and looks like one too, not in a good way. With the addition of the goblin builder, goblins are even more hated than ever, and that hate is translated to the goblin skin, so C tier for you. League Queen. One of my personal favorite queen skins, and it's behind a 4-month waiting period of saving league medals. Regardless of that, I love her attack animation where she feels like a mage throwing flaming hot arrows. Now, if there is one little thing about her design, is the mask, where I feel like they could have done a better job with her hair, but other than that, it's an easy S tier skin for me. Future Queen. Back-to-back banger skins. The Future Queen skin resembles Widowmaker from Overwatch. I really enjoy her intro animation where she runs around the screen and flips her helmet over, revealing her rather beautiful face. She's also got an awesome knockout animation where it looks like she's being shocked from her robotic armor, so another S tier skin for me. Chess Queen. Exactly how she sounds, she's a queen chess piece that looks like it came out of a chessboard. I mean, just look at her, she's a literal chess piece. I am a fan of chess, but I don't feel like this belongs in Clash, so I'm putting her in B tier. Unless you have the chess scenery, it looks rather odd. Ghost Queen. Now, I might be a little biased when it comes to the skin due to the fact that it was technically a free skin, but regardless of that fact, this skin is still amazing. It has tons of special effects and her design is just awesome. The way she floats around the battlefield like a lich goddess makes her another S tier skin. Gingerbread Queen. Just like the Chess Queen, unless you have the gingerbread scenery, she's not very fitting. But just like the pixelated queen, there's really nothing wrong about her design. She's just the queen in ginger mode. Her best trait is definitely her constant lollipop visual confetti effects, so I think she deserves B tier at least. Queen of the North. Out of all the North set skins, this is by far my favorite. I just love her design. She looks like a Viking baddie, just like Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon. I love her serious personality and blue tinted outfit with snow around her. Another S tier skin. Dragon Queen. Unlike the Dragon King, I think the Dragon Queen isn't as good. She looks rather odd, and even though purple is my favorite color, it's not very fitting here. I do like her dragon ears and constant water skirt, but I feel like there's something missing, so I can't give her any higher than A tier. It's still a good skin, but not quite Dragon King level. Astronaut Queen. So visually, the Astronaut Queen is actually decent. She's got a constant visual effect very similar to the Magic Queen. She also hops around like the Bunny Queen, even to the battlefield, moving around like she's actually in space. Quite fitting if you had the space scenery, otherwise it looks kinda goofy. To be honest, for space skins, I was rather disappointed. I was expecting something more grand, so it's C tier for me. And our last current queen skin, the Egypt Queen. I'm going to be direct and to the point, S tier skin. She's got an amazing badass design, and I love her tattoo mark on her face. Her green golden emerald outfit wings really matches well with her phoenix helmet, and I think they did an amazing job with her design. So that concludes my Archer Queen skin tier list. If you agree or maybe even disagree, leave it down in the comments below. To be honest, I think the Archer Queen has the best skins all around in the game, which is pretty deserving. As always, subscribe for more Clash of Clans content, and bye bye.